to the shop, guys. In this video we're going to talk about deck maintenance and how to prevent deck damage, spindle damage, belt damage, and just simple things you can do to prevent from damaging your deck belt, your spindles, and your deck all in one. So first of all, let's go over when you're mowing, you're out mowing, make sure you pick up rocks, sticks, toys, anything that shouldn't be in the yard other than grass. You can, you can cut leaves and stuff like that up, but the obvious stuff is pick stuff up that shouldn't be in your yard. Because you hit that, you could damage a blade, damage a spindle, damage a deck belt. And a deck rebuild on a mower these days is not cheap. The parts are got expensive. And it ain't the dealerships, it's just how it's happening now. If you look at the parts profit margin next to, sorry I can't talk today, versus what they're selling the part for, what the part cost them and what the part they're selling for. The profits ain't really a whole lot these days for that. So it's not a lot of people like to blame it on dealership and say, oh, I'll go to Amazon and get all my parts and da 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 da. It ain't the dealerships doing it, it's the manufacturers doing it. So anyway, pick all the stuff up out of the yard. Another common thing, we're gonna go over here and we'll take a look at another common thing that could be. Alright, here's another common problem that people don't think of when they're maintaining their decks and stuff, is to actually get under these spindle covers here, pull them out, and all the grass buildup that gets under the spindles and the pulleys and stuff, it creates wear on the bearings, it creates wear on the belt. So what you need to do is take an air gun, a leaf blower, whatever, and just blow it off after you're done mowing. Alright, the next maintenance thing that I do to my personal mowers is going to require you have something that you can actually lift up to get under. I'm using a mow jack, good investment for your personal stuff. If you're working on someone else's stuff, anytime, mow jack is a good investment. You can get the actual mow jack brand, or you can go to Harbor Freight and get a Harbor Freight brand. So let's lift it up and take a look under there. Alright, this is a look under the deck. First thing I'm checking to make sure I ain't got bent blades, that they ain't dull. I do have a nick right here. The blades ain't too dull. So if you have a bent blade, a slightly bent blade, or super dull blades, and you're cutting thick grass, you're putting unnecessary wear on your spindle bearings, causing you new spindles. Another thing that can cause unnecessary wear on the bearings is sometimes you gotta look right up in here. Sometimes you might get grass or a piece of string or something caught up in between the spindle and the blade itself, and you need to make sure you take that out too. Another thing is, you can see some buildup on my deck and it needs to be cleaned, is to prevent rusting and unnecessary wear on your deck. You need to take either pressure wash it, or as I prefer, a scraper, and just scrape it off. And that'll prevent that. And there's one more step that I can go through to help you prevent deck damage. So let's go back to the top and we'll talk about that. So one more thing that I see all the time in the shop, and I do a lot of welding repairs on decks because of this reason. In fact, I got one over there in my home shop that I just did to put on a mower, and that is people hit stuff with their decks, or curb hopping. Curb hopping is the main thing, where instead of going finding a driveway to go up to get into the yard, you hop a curb. And this happens a lot with commercial customers. They'll hop a curb, and what they usually do is they're hitting the bottoms of their deck right here, their wheel right there, or the wheel right here, and they're just breaking them off over time, or they're hitting stuff with their deck and breaking them off, or better yet, the hanger's right here. This is one of the more common things to break is a hanger, and they break this mount right here off. And this is one of the more common things that I fix on decks when it comes to welding is the hangers. So best thing you can do is don't hop curves, don't hit stuff with your deck, and you'll be golden. But guys, that is it. That is my tips on how to maintain your deck and not cause any damage. Especially if you cause deck damage, most likely, if it's something that you did, warranty is not going to cover it. So if you hit something and you damage a spindle, warranty ain't going to cover it. If you hit something, you break your deck, it's not going to cover it. What they will cover usually is if the deck breaks on its own and there's no sign of damage from it, or if a spindle wears out on its own and there's no sign of owner damage. That would be more something that would be covered in warranty. But if the technician gets under there and they see damage, customer calls damage to the unit, warranty is going to deny it. So this easy stuff right here will save you a lot of money just following these steps. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out. Let's make this one of the best small engine channels on YouTube, guys. I'll see y'all next time in the shop.